Anything on your end, Patty?
No.
Policies and procedures. The fire call policy and the district physicals criteria qualifications. I guess we'll talk about that.
Okay.
You're moving that? You're moving that?
Yes. Unfinished business, the policy violation. So we have to make sure, who's the safety committee? Yeah, you guys have to really get on that because that's been pending for a while.
Well, that was the stuff that I had to give to Greg.
Okay,
So those 5 things, those 5 letters, they're given to Greg.
okay, so we'll discuss that?
Right.
Okay. And the DOSHA complaint, we heard from, Chief Inzano. He received
I have one
a
question on
paperwork.
that. Once we finish the report, since you all have it now, should I run it past your lawyer before we send it back to DOSHA, or should we just do it on our own?
I think I should get a copy of whatever you
What
communication
we're
you
gonna-
It should come here first.
Well,
We'll give you the-
why?
We'll give you the before and the after of, you know, what what the complaint was you'll see in there. And I'll give you what we had before and what we changed it to make it right with the DOSHA.
Why are you not submitting that to your own attorney?
Well, because you're the employer, so I wanna make sure that the district is on board with what we're doing.
So it doesn't come back to us, because eventually it will.
But it's
Fine,
not coming back
fine,
to us.
if it comes to a fine, it's gonna come to the board.
Exactly.
Right, so that's why I wanna make sure that they're on board with it.
Okay. Business. Health benefits for former employee, and board attorney working on behalf of the fire company. I guess we'll be discussing that as well. What is that?
This is news to me, so.
That's all this work being done for community that was absolutely positively kiboshed by the 4 of you last year whenever George spoke to Chief Krasinski.
So I'm assuming we'll be discussing that, because I have no idea what she's talking about. The treasurer's report.
We have budgeted $2,329,888. We've spent $1,176,529.70. We have encumbered $54,618.45, leaving a balance of $1,098,739.85. We have a truck reserve account of $492,519.12. A dedicated training penalty account at $3,857. Our LoSAP is at $261,587.34. And funds set aside to cover future costs of health benefits for retired employees is at $163,202.60.
Can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second?
And second?
All in favor? Aye. So moved. Can I have a motion to open public portion?
I'll make a motion to open public portion at 7:14.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Public portion is now open.
I'll make a motion to close public
No,
portion.
no, wait. I was waiting to see, because it takes me a while to get up.
No worries.
Or can I sit and say something? I just wanted to say, in light of what's been going on in the south, especially with hurricanes, and knowing what we've gone through, like with Sandy and some other kinds of things, to recognize the work of the fire department and the rescue squads and the people who put out so much energy to help us, the community at large. So that's what I want to say, number one. Number two, please, I hope that the contract goes through, because I don't want to have to come back to another meeting if I don't have to. And I don't want to put the kibosh on anything, and I hope the fire truck also goes through. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And also,
Let her, she's a commissioner. Let her.
oh, what are we doing about the special meeting for the truck? Voting on it. I think we have a tentative date of the 24th.
For that right there. can we
Have you
ask
scheduled
where-
a meeting yet?
No.
Well, you gotta notice it like you do with any public meeting.
Okay. Alright, so I guess we gotta schedule a meeting.
What would be an election? Wouldn't be a meeting. You'd ask the public to purchase the
We
truck.
have to make a special election.
Special election.
Okay.
Talk about it. I thought she said to me, so you're gonna do a meeting to discuss purchasing the truck. If you're not doing it in this meeting, you have to notice it through the Public Meetings Act.
Okay.
If you're talking about an election, then you need an approval of the budget and the purchase from the district, if that's what you're doing.
Okay.
So,
Just start using it.
I'm gonna get some talk because this is going all sideways fast. So, they put $475,000 to buy a fire truck. Then the money from 2025's budget would be the second half to buy the fire truck. In March and April, we asked the board to hold a special election to buy the fire truck. The board said, not now. The cost every month of this fire truck's going up $100,000, $50,000, it's going up, 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 and up. The truck we have is costing us $30,000 every month to keep on the road. So with the new budget, when I came to the budget meeting last week, the budget was adopted, ready to go to Trenton to get approved with all the figures. The money is in there the second half to buy the fire truck.
So you have
But-
to have a meeting, you have to have an election.
But by law, you have to have a special election this year to buy the truck next year. The DCA won't let you do it because they changed some of the stuff. So that's what we're asking for. That was in our letter, to have a meeting between now and, they want to have it before December 1st because that's when they start to spin their stuff. So between now and December, to ask the public if it's okay to use that money to buy the fire truck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah. You need my address, Arlene Thompson, Jefferson, 123 Jefferson Street. I just want to reiterate the amount of money that is being wasted for this fire truck. I want to make sure that it's clear that this meeting needs to happen for the safety of all of us and the cost of the taxpayers. And I just want to stand behind East Franklin to say that this is a necessity. It needs to get pushed through and not pushed off. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Charles Thompson, Jefferson Street. One, we definitely need the firehouse, and the firehouse needs its equipment. This truck that you have is costing you a lot of money to maintain, and the cost of the new truck keeps rising also. So it's a double money thing. It's time to stop the bleeding. And let's get a truck, all right?
Anyone else? Yes, Patty.
I need to go back to, new business then.
No, we're still in public portion, so let us close out of this first.
Yeah, well,
And then we
last
can go
time
back
that
into
happened,
new
you
business.
closed the meeting and we didn't go back to executive session.
Well, that was last
so-
time. This is a
Okay,
different
well,
time.
I'm making sure you know.
Well, enough.
I make a motion to close public portion at 7:20 p.m.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Public portion is now closed. Now we can go back to new business.
I make a motion to hold a special election on October 24th for the truck.
You're at a meeting, Can we table that and we'll have a conversation about it in executive session?
Okay.
What?
Under what,
Why-
I'm sorry, excuse me, under what exemption would you have that in executive session?
Right.
Why is that not before the public?
Right.
Before they take the vote on it, I want to make sure that they're complying with.
You already have
that.
Well, you can do that in public, you don't need to go into, you guys go into executive sessions for everything. You need to be in front of the public. You guys are the least transparent board I have ever covered in 40 years of doing this.
The concern is the date that she's putting on.
Well, then discuss that in public. You don't need to go into executive to discuss that.
Change it to make it a
All in
citizen
secret.
factor.
Okay.
You already wasted 200,000.
What's that? Yeah, it seems practical. I'll read that by a date certain because I want to make sure that you comply with the law.
I cannot hear a word that is being discussed down
No
there.
one can.
Now, they mumble up there.
I said, I have a concern about doing it by a date certain without having looked at how long you need to post it.
You should know
It's
that.
10 days, and we have 10 days. We have more than 10 days.
I would suggest that you do it by a date as soon as possible rather than a date certain. That's all I would suggest.
You should know as an attorney.
October 24th.
So you're saying October 18th? Because you only need 10 days. I called the DCA the first time when George was still here. We only need 10 days. It's got to be posted in, used to be 5 spots, now it's 10 spots. 10 public locations.
Are you guys good with the 24th?
Somebody second it.
Come on, pick one we got. She said the 24th. Is the 24th fine? For everyone? Alright. So everybody's in agreement with the 24th?
Yes.
Okay.
Still needs a secretary.
No, they second it.
Alright.
You want to
So-
vote on it?
Okay, can we have a roll call?
Commissioner Ferretti,
Yes.
Commissioner Reed,
Yes.
Commissioner Natal,
Yes.
Commissioner Braxton,
Yes.
and Chairman Middleton.
Yes. Alright, so that being said, date, time, and place of the next meeting will be Tuesday, November 12th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the district office. At this time, we're gonna go into executive session to discuss some personal issues, the policy violations, appeal should all that other stuff.
Mr. Chair, I have a question. Greg, I don't know, Mr. Pasquale and I talked. Don Van Dorsen can't drive at night, so can you go over the contract first and then come out and tell us, and then I can get it signed, so tonight we have a contract? We'll have a contract tonight, as long as you agree to what your attorney and our attorney worked out. I just need to get a signature.
If you want to do that, we can go back in for the other discussions, that's up to you. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
This way it's signed,
So
sealed, and it's
We'll
done.
discuss the contract first, then come out.
If not, then it's not gonna be signed, and then who knows what happens tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Be moved.
Yes, please.
So, resolution authorizing executive execution of a contract with East Franklin Volunteer Fire Department for fire services. Whereas Franklin Township Fire District 3, the fire district contracts annually with volunteer fire departments to provide fire protection services to the residents and businesses located in Fire District 3. And whereas the 2023 contract with volunteer fire departments in Fire District 3 expired on March 30th, 2024. Whereas before the 2023 contract expired, Fire District offered Community Volunteer Fire Company No. 1 and East Franklin Volunteer Fire Company, District, a new contract for 2024. Whereas Community Volunteer Fire Company No. 1 executed the 2024 contract without objection, and whereas East Franklin Volunteer Fire Company objected to the proposed contract and refused to execute the 2024 contract, and whereas representatives of East Franklin Volunteer Fire Company met with representatives of the Board of Fire Commissioners on September 17, 2024, and reached an agreement in principle on the terms of the contract for 2024, and whereas the contract attached here to is Exhibit A is incorporates the terms of the agreement reached on September 17, 2024, and whereas the attached contract provides a process for resolving disputes over new policies and bylaws that is not included in the contract with Community Volunteer Fire Company No. 1, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Fire Commissioners for Franklin Township Fire District No. 3 that the chairman of the fire district is hereby authorized to execute the attached contract with East Franklin Volunteer Fire Company. Be it further resolved that the chairman is further authorized to execute an amendment to the contract with Community Volunteer Fire Company Number 1 to ensure that both volunteer fire companies in the fire district are subject to the same substantive contractual terms. Need a motion.
Can we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the resolution, it doesn't have a number.
13.
Resolution 13?
2024-13.
Okay, motion on the floor. Can I have a second?
I second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ferretti,
Yes.
Commissioner Reed,
Yes.
Commissioner Natal,
Yes.
Commissioner Braxton,
Yes.
and Chairman Middleton.
Yes.
That's a good sign. Should be witnessed by the clerk. Janet should witness it. Janet should witness it.
Here, Brett.
Yeah. Copy before we go to it. You can make a copy for her. We'll give that back to the secretary to sign. Alright. So we'll get you a copy in a minute.
She's gonna.
Do you want me to take the original and have it signed and bring it back, then make the copies?
Yeah, well, I want a copy of what we gave you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just, he just lives down the street, just,
Something happens between now and then, I want to.
no. So that's adopt.
Yes,
So now I can ask a question or no?
sure.
Okay, so you changed the resolution to change community's contract,
Correct.
right? So community didn't want to do anything, and we paid for a lawyer, and now you just gave them the same contract as me that we fought from day one that was wrong, in our opinion, and their opinion, because they asked to get it changed to ours. So I think in good faith, the board should pay our legal fees because we just represented Community Fire Company. And their chief left. And he said from the night he signed his contract, and I didn't, that if his wasn't the same as mine, he wanted his back, but he didn't pull it back. And we just spent money on an attorney that they gained a new contract off of, and that's not fair. Like, I know you and Suzanne worked and everything like that, and this is not right. So we basically paid an attorney to represent both fire companies at the same time. Right or wrong?
Well, we can have that discussion.
I understand it, but you're going to executive session, and I hope it gets brought up, because it should be paid for by the board. That's not fair. And you guys, before you, made a mistake, you tried to shove a contract down our throat, you made an agreement, and you could have saved all this money by letting me talk in March, when I wasn't allowed to talk about, we wanted fair, what was fair. Tonight is fair. 2 chiefs, 2 commissioners, 2 chiefs, 2 commissioners, and a third party. It's not gonna get shoved down my throat, but clearly not gonna get shoved down their throat because they were in the back of the train and came right into the station. Makes absolutely no sense. Run down the butch and get that signed. I mean, it's only fair. I mean, we represented both fire companies, and he sat here and didn't say a word. And if it was the opposite way, it would be the same way. If it was him fighting, I would expect us to be with him, but he went in his own route. Whatever. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Stay safe. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, public.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, thank you.